Attached is the Algebra 1 Summer School, Unit 5, Lesson 1, Practice 1 partial video. All right, so this is the first practice that was attached to your notes for factoring by GCF. I'm only going to do problems 2, 5, and 10. The answers are on the bottom of that practice page, as well as having the key posted on Canvas. If you still have questions after this video or looking at the key, come on into office hours and speak with your instructor. All right, so number 2, 50x and 30. Remember, we started out by looking for a greatest common factor between the numbers. Okay, so I'm going to do the long way for this first problem, and then I'll kind of do the shortcut for the next couple. When I look at 50, I'm going to look for the factors of 50x. Okay, well, numbers that go into 50, 1, 2, 5, 10, 25, and 50. And then we also have x. X is a factor of 50x. Now let's make a list of factors of 30. Right, well, 30, the numbers that go into 30 are 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15, and 30. So I need to find the largest number between both of those lists. It looks like 10 and 10. So it looks to me that the GCF between 50x and 30 is just 10. 30 doesn't have an x, so there's no x in common. So what you do is, remember, you write the 10 out in front of a set of parentheses. And I need to figure out what's going to go inside the parentheses. So I divide every term in the original polynomial by the GCF of 10. 50x divided by 10, you're left with 5x. And 30 divided by 10, you're left with 3. So this is your final factored form. If you wanted to check your answer, you can distribute the 10 to both terms inside the parentheses and get that 10 times 5x is 50x, 10 times 3 is 30. That's the same as what we started with up above, so you know you factored correctly. All right, number 5, 6x cubed plus 12x squared minus 3x. When I look at the values 6, 12, and negative 3, it looks like they all have a 3 in common. And also, each term in this expression has an x. So when I pull out an x, a 3x, that's what I'm going to divide every term in the original polynomial by. So let's see, 6x cubed divided by 3x is 2x squared. 12x squared divided by 3x is 4x. And negative 3x divided by 3, so a negative divided by a positive, is negative 1. That's your final answer for number 5. All right, last problem on this practice, 30x cubed and 75x squared. All right, so let's see here. This one might be a little harder to figure out what the factors are, but it turns out that 15 goes into both 30 and 75. Oops. And then x cubed and x squared. They both have x squared, 2 x's in common. So my GCF is 15x squared. When I divide each term by 15x squared, I end up with 2x, and then negative 75 divided by 15 is negative 5, and the x squares end up canceling off. So I have 15x squared times 2x minus 5. All right, just as I said before, if you have other questions, please look at the key on Canvas or come in for office hours. There's also one more Factor by GCF practice file and video located on Canvas. You can give that a try as well.